Assalamu alaikum all. Today I'm going to be talking about using Duo Lingo and Atomic Habits to learn a language. Now, I absolutely love Duo Lingo and I love the book Atomic Habits written by James Clear, which has been out for a good few years now, but it's just been smashing it in the top seller list. It's just like super popular. And I thought by mixing the two is a great way to learn languages and something that I do pretty much every day. So yeah, I just want to say if you're new here on this channel, I share my journey learning languages as a Muslim. Now, why use Duo Lingo? Now, Duo Lingo is just so easy. It's fun to use. You could just pull it out on your phone and just use it. And, it's just accessible and just everywhere. I know with books and stuff, you need to have them on you. And what I really love about Duo Lingo is it's just about making it exciting and also kind of making it addictive so you can kind of really get into language learning. And the next thing I want to talk about is why use Atomic Habits. Now, Atomic Habits is a fantastic book. And there's some really great lessons in that I still kind of use every day. For example, like building up a streak. So, doing something over and over and over again, like a little bit each day to build up like a little streak. So that kind of keeps you motivated. He also talks about getting 1% better each day. If you get 1% better each day, then you're going to be like 37 times better by the end of the year. And also he talks about having a set time to do something. So it's very clear when you need to do that habit. But it's an absolutely fantastic book, really well written, really easy to read, and super popular. Now, combining both is a great way to learn a language. And Duo Lingo, I feel like, already has a lot of strategies from Atomic Habits pretty much built into the app. Now, the first one I want to talk about is small and easy lessons. Something James Clear talks about in his book Atomic Habits is getting better 1% each day. And with Duo Lingo, the lessons are like super short. We're talking about potentially 3 minutes to do one lesson, and you could do multiple lessons a day if you want to, but just try and do 3, and that's just fantastic. If you keep doing that every day, it just builds up in the course of like a few weeks, months. Before you know, you're actually kind of learning the language, and it feels amazing when you do feel like you're actually making certain strides in that language. The next thing that Duo Lingo has is this concept of streaks, which is like it looks at how many days in a row you've been doing something, and it's amazing how that works. And James Clear talks about that as well. He spoke about Jerry Seinfeld, who's like this comedian, and he used to write a joke every day and then cross it off on the calendar. The most important thing was to keep that chain going. Just keep it going. And he kept the bar very low. It was just to do one joke. So it could be a really bad joke, doesn't matter. It could be a really good joke, whatever. But just to do something every day. And Duo Lingo has this built in, and it's fantastic. I'm like on 90 days in a row that I've been kind of doing Duo Lingo. I did have to use a streak freeze a couple of times just because of certain things happened. But generally, I've been using it kind of 90 days in a row, and it's been fantastic. And I feel like I've kind of learned a lot. And it's kind of really motivating. Another thing that James Clear talks about is like environment design. And the way kind of Duo Lingo sort of does this, in my opinion, is that Duo Lingo is always available on your phone. You can do it absolutely anytime. It's very easy to do. Just pull out your phone, just open the app and start using it. You can pretty much use it anywhere, where you have like an internet connection. And whereas with a book or something, if you're learning from that, you need to make sure you've got that book on you. You need to be carrying it around. If you've got a teacher, you need to have a certain lesson, you schedule it and stuff. That's what I really love about Duo Lingo. It's a really great way just to pull it out and just start using it straight away. Another thing I want to talk about is temptation bundling, which is a really powerful technique from the book. And I absolutely love this, and I've been doing this for a long time, but I don't feel like it's kind of spoken a lot when people do kind of talk about Atomic Habits, but it's a fantastic technique. And I kind of got this idea from my son. He's been kind of doing this without really knowing what it was himself, just to learn the language, and he's been just absolutely just hammering Duo Lingo. Like, he's going up the leagues. He does like loads of lessons every day, and I was trying to understand, why does he actually do this? Like, how does he actually go about doing this? And what he does is like he does Duo Lingo while watching an online or TV show that he really likes. So for example, at the moment, Netflix has this Batman the animated series, which I loved as a kid. I kind of encouraged him to watch it himself. It's like a fantastic show. Really good storylines and animation and stuff. It was made in the 90s, so some of it might look maybe a little bit dated, but he loved it and he managed to watch the whole show. And while he's watching the show, he's actually doing Duo Lingo. So in between, he'll watch it, and then when he gets a little bit bored, maybe he'll do a bit of Duo Lingo. And if he's doing loads of lessons like this, it's amazing. He's been sort of climbing up the leads, smashing it, and just doing really well. Like, he's just purely focusing on French. And so I've started doing that myself as well. So I pretty much do it with YouTube. I'll just put something on YouTube. I really love like football and things like that, so just keep up to date with that. So I'll just have a show running in the background, and then I kind of sort of do Duolingo while that's happening. And it's really good because then I don't really feel that guilty. I'm watching something on YouTube because I'm actually using that time to learn the language as well. And, you could watch anything. It doesn't matter. It could be a cooking program, whatever you're into. Like the more you want to watch it, the more addictive it is. Go for it. You can use that to your advantage to help you learn another language. And essentially what it is that temptation button is just mixing something you like doing with something else. So sometimes I do that, like, if I'm painting the house or something, I put on the podcast. So it's doing something fun while I'm painting the house. If I go for a run or rucking is what I do at the moment. I put in headphones, put in a podcast, makes me want to kind of go out and do that thing. And then I'm kind of doing two things, like two birds with one stone. So yeah, that kind of saying. So yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. It really helps. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.